Hi everyone, this is Jim Wallace again from Band Fan, another one of our interviews in the Get to Know You series, or whatever you want to call it. Today we're with Courtney Esch.
Hello!
So Courtney, let's get to know you just a little bit better.
Sure.
You're working in Purdue Bands. I mean, that's a music organization. How did you get started in music? What is your background?
Sure. Well, I started playing an instrument, alto saxophone actually, in 5th grade, and played all the way through high school, and then came to Purdue. I actually wasn't going to do band at Purdue, but my mom, big shout out to my mom for having me walk in Elliott Hall of Music, because I obviously wouldn't be where I am today here with a full-time position in the department had I not walked through the doors of Elliott.
When you were a freshman
Absolutely.
Is that summer or?
Day on campus when we came to schedule for classes. I actually came in and talked to the recruiter, and I wouldn't have been involved had I not had my mom there to support me. So long story short, I came to Purdue. I played tenor saxophone actually. Instead of alto, I switched to tenor based on a recommendation from the section leader when she gave me a call. They needed more tenors to try out. So I did that, and I marched all 4 years from 2006 to 2010. And was involved with our women's basketball pep band, which is known as GABS, as well as our indoor concert band. So
And GABS is Gold and Black Sounds, right?
That's correct.
Now, does your mother play an instrument?
She does. She actually plays alto, and so that's kind of how I got started. As a 5th grader, I remember getting her instrument and playing that to get started on. So.
Where's your home?
My home is LaGrange, Indiana.
How far is that from here for those who are watching this who don't know?
Sure, it's 3 hours from Purdue, up along the Michigan-Indiana line.
Okay.
And it's a small little Amish community up there along the toll road.
Do your mom and dad still come down to the football games at all?
They do. They're actually coming this weekend to homecoming. So
oh, good. So you'll be able to see them?
They do. So they are still involved.
So what was your major at Purdue? Did you major? I mean, we don't have a music major, but here you are. So what did you major in?
Sure. My major was animal science. So in the College of Ag, I was planning to go into pharmaceutical sales. I know a lot of people think animal science and they think pre-veterinary medicine. But that's not what my concentration was. It was actually animal production, and so I thought a couple different ways I wanted to go with either genetics or with pharmaceutical sales, and here I am working in the band department. So
all that education, all that education you have in animal science is like you're not using too much of it.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Although I do attribute some of my classes in sales to directly relate to what I do today. So.
And did you ride horses? Didn't you?
I worked for a horse farm.
Oh, that's right.
Great American Clydesdales. It was kind of like Budweiser. If you've seen the Budweiser Clydesdales, I worked for a farm for my internship for 2 summers. It was a phenomenal experience. I didn't drive them or ride them. Sorry, I drove them and trained them. What you'd see the horses with the wagon pulling the wagon, and we went to shows all over the country.
Cool. So tell me, what is your exact title with Purdue Bands?
Sure. So I am the Director of Alumni and Donor Relations. And what that means is I am the staff liaison for alumni events.
Such as?
Regional events we do around the country that Professor Gephardt and I are starting. I work with the Purdue Alumni Association, or our group, which is called Purdue Band and Orchestra Alumni Club, to help coordinate events along Alumni Marching Band, or on the off years we do smaller events. This weekend we're doing the drum major reunion. A couple of years ago I was also involved in the Girl in Black reunion. So I work with that club very closely to make alumni events happen here on campus.
Okay. And then you also do donors, or what do we call it, Purdue Giving?
Sure, or donor relations, which is the other component of my job, which is running our annual fund here, which is the lifeblood of the department. We have about 3 different types of donations per se, which is our alumni give. We have donations that come from non-alumni that I work with, as well as corporate partners. So there's a lot that ties into our annual giving program here that I coordinate.
Can you give me a couple of examples of corporate partnerships that you've worked on recently?
Sure. Well, one that would be very beneficial to our parents would probably be the partnership with Subway that we just started, as well as Arnie's. That just happened this morning, where they are giving us generous trade for our students to use throughout the year before concerts or jazz festival. Where our parents can then go to them and get excellent customer service and deals for tailgating or any other catering needs. That's kind of what the partnership's about.
And you have this new John Deere, what do you call it?
Oh, the Gator.
The Gator, yeah.
So yeah.
How'd that come about?
Sure. So that was actually a year in the making. Getting a Gator, our new utility vehicle, donated. I worked with band alums who actually work for John Deere to give towards this cause. And also Wright Implement, which is a John Deere subset of northern Indiana here. And they gave us a big discount. So altogether it was all donations, and we got that to haul guests on game day if needed, or it's really helped our operations office, which is really the behind the scenes of game day. I mean, they set up everything, so it's really helped them out.
So talk just for me, just for a little bit about scholarships.
Sure.
And the growth of scholarships while you've been president in this job. A lot of people think that, well, the money goes to defray band expenses.
Sure.
But in addition, you also raise monies to help defray educational expenses, which is important to the current president of the university, right?
Absolutely. So one of President Daniels' initiatives, or his big moves, is student affordability, which obviously in our department we're trying to tag on to help our students participate in our ensembles and obviously be successful students at Purdue. So about every year we give about, well, last year we gave about $350,000 of scholarship money away to our students. Yeah, it's pretty
That's a lot of money.
And that's all the way across the board, from marching band scholarships to orchestra to jazz band to pep bands to if they're involved in a student office or involved in one of the fraternities or sororities, Kappa Kappa Psi or TBS. That's really what the scholarships are for.
Are there scholarships for each, for example, each section, like the trumpets or the mellophones, or are they just generally spread across the entire? Yeah,
they're spread across. You don't want to get too limiting because, say, in 1,000 years we don't have a trumpet section, which is never going to happen.
Well, you would think.
But say that would be the case, we always have to think ahead for the future and not make it so limiting on the language on these that it's specific. But we have scholarships for low brass, which is pretty easy to
sure.
give out to. So if that answers your question,
sure.
that.
And lastly, just to wrap this up because
sure.
of time, when you send a student to Purdue, it's not inexpensive. Of course, education is a large cost. But if people wanted to donate
sure.
to the bands, how would they go about doing that? What would be the easiest way for somebody watching this if they wanted to send $10 or $1,000 or whatever? How would they
sure.
do that?
So it's pretty easy. Obviously, we're very flexible here on how to receive your donation. You can always give me a call. That would be the first step, 765-496-3288. Shoot me an email. All my info is online on our website. Or go to purdue.edu/bands, and there's actually a donate link that will tell you exactly how to do that. So.
I know one other site that's a donate link. Where is that? Huh?
PurdueBandFan.com.
Yes. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to add before we hit the stop button on this thing?
Other than thanks for the opportunity, Jim, and
sure.
I'm sure most of the audience is parents or possibly alumni, so I look forward to getting to meeting you either on game day or if you come back for a concert.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye. Boiler up.
Boiler up.